What's up, guys? We're the Popcorn Poppies. I'm Milo.
On los dos.
J-Rat.
We're here watching The Bear, Season 4, Episode 1. Excited to get into this. Nobody have seen this.
Let's get
Fresh watch right here.
Finally, they could stop with their little subliminal, I know what happened comments. That they would have.
We all on the same playing field now.
Yep. Let's do it.
Let's get it.
All right. What shot are we betting on? Long shot of the city with a blue undertone.
Who are we going to see first?
Carmi.
Sid.
Richie.
Claire Bear.
Imagine his back.
Fact, arc.
What the fuck?
He's in the kitchen cooking. Whoa, what is this?
He's like taking Carmi's, like he is Carmi.
He's a closeted chef. Where are we at? I was right.
It's too much garlic.
Well, you're telling me it's too much garlic?
Yeah, he really has the first scene though.
I said, who are we going to see first? Hey.
Look, every one of our good memories, they happen in restaurants, right? Like the Homer's ice cream after baseball. Omega after that weird birthday party with Mom. We couldn't stop laughing. All this good shit, it happened to us in restaurants because restaurants are special places, right? And people go to restaurants to be taken care of, right? They go to restaurants to celebrate, to relax, to not have to think about anything else for a minute. I don't know. The only time I can remember him being even remotely happy was when he would talk about that Irish place he loved so much.
Jesus Christ.
What?
You remember that place? Remember what it was called?
No.
It was a shithole. It smelled like a dumpster. It was fucking hell.
Oh, he loved it.
Yeah. You do that? You think about pot?
What was he like?
I don't know, like when was the last time you talked to him? Yeah. You feel that? That's pretty much it. Carmi, that's what he's like. He was an asshole.
Well, everybody loves restaurants. Even assholes.
I don't know, man. I'm in a restaurant every single fucking day of my life, and I've definitely met thousands of people who definitely do not love restaurants.
Yeah, well, they would love ours.
Yeah, why is that?
Because it would be ours.
I mean, listen, just because you've been to fucking Napa, it doesn't make this a not fuck business,
Well, I know that.
Put grass on plates.
No, I know that. It's fucking hard. It's fucking hard and it's gnarly and it's brutal and it's specific and not everybody can do it, but I can do it. Look, we could do this. Right? We could take care of people. We could make it calm. We could make it delicious. We could play good music.
Calm.
People would want to come in there to celebrate. Right? They'd want to come in there after they had great days, and they'd want to come in there even more after they had shitty ones. We can make people happy. Mike, I know what it smells like.
Like before the hero knows the truth type vibes.
It's just
know?
like, he doesn't know what he's about to sacrifice in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could call it Mikey's.
Mikey's.
I think I got a better one.
I wonder what it's gonna be. What do you think he said?
Well, what if there is no
The Bear.
The
There
Bearski.
wasn't one today.
The Bears.
Bro, can you go message Claire first things first?
Oh, she blocked him. Oh, no.
No, that's Mikey.
Oh. Dang.
He just texting his brother. That's tough.
Wow, he smiled, bro. When's the last time you seen him smile, dude?
With Claire?
He had a small smile when he talked to his old boss, but it was one of those like don't know how to explain that smile. It was like a, okay, for real.
Oh my god.
Even she over his shit. Like, but
You're gonna have to be a little more specific.
like, use your words, bro.
Did we give you a whole off season?
I wasn't good enough. And I need to be better.
Okay. I don't know if that's a takeaway. They didn't like the chaos, and yeah, frankly, I don't know if I do either.
You think I like chaos?
I mean,
It's your default.
I think you needed to be talented. You would be just as good. You would be great. Maybe even better of, a cook without this need for, mess.
Oh, congrats, that knocked the wind right out of me.
Well, you don't need it.
Air?
Dysfunction.
He's just used to it.
You don't know nothing else.
You're shutting down.
I don't like dysfunction.
Then brother, fix
Okay, well, what do you like?
I like this.
Fuck is this?
Okay. That was maybe the most miserable delivery of someone liking something I think ever.
He needs to get a star at the end of the season, and then that's it, bro. That's the finale, bro. We don't come back.
He's either gonna get a star or he's gonna get Claire.
What happened with the bear?
Both,
not getting
bro.
both.
Come on, dude.
What the?
If they can find money in tomato sauce, I think you can get both. Okay.
Mad at her.
That was early on in the story.
She wanted a bear that cost 100.
Not picking up his calls or what?
Let's see.
He's like, are you coming or not, bro? She's cheating on Carmi, bro.
That boy standing in the new spot. Like, he ready to roll.
Yep.
I mean, regardless, he got to keep pushing, bro.
I know, that's what I said. Like, he's getting stressed out. Like, damn, I tried to get my star player over here.
Get your stadium built, brother.
We're allowed to act.
Act. So what does that mean?
It's just a tourniquet, buddy. When that clock shows 0, this restaurant needs to cease operations.
Damn.
Unless there's a marked difference, like a giant fucking difference. Like, holy shit, that changes everything. That's a gigantic fucking change. If that doesn't happen, this is this. Clock runs out. You closed a month ago.
I'm doing I hired people to help me.
Stop hiring
You
people.
fucking hiring people.
Everybody quit. I needed to replace them. That's science.
Who quit?
Eric, Debbie, and David.
Who the fuck are Eric, Debbie, and David?
Debbie's really nice to me, and then Eric's kind of whatever, but David is the best.
Fucking dissonance, bro.
What about when we get the star?
If
we get the star. Yeah, as strange as it seems.
Look, the sound of her laughter may sing in your dreams.
Oh, Rogers and Hammerstein, 1958. 58. Yeah, 58.
I'm serious.
Carmen, this has never been more serious, okay? Never, ever.
We're gonna get the star.
Well, you got that amount of time to get it.
They're wasting time, bro. The clock is ticking already. Every second counts.
Yo, I'm not hiring anybody else. Okay?
Except
Anybody else?
It's Shorty.
Did you hire?
the whole kitchen crew at the other place. Or not,
Music.
Not kitchen.
Non-negotiables.
What seems to be the biggest issue?
Communication.
That boy hired his own little Avenger crew, bro.
They came from the best restaurant, bro. Why would you even be mad about it?
I'm still mad at Carney for not letting him finish. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that irritated me.
Let's start with
Carmi's
signals.
has no
We're gonna
growth, bro. I
communicate
told
without
you.
saying anything.
He's literally in the I've been trying to work on myself and that, and then Carmen's just same old bullshit. Man.
Yes, Mr. Kalinowski.
What happens if a four-top cancels day of, like happened just fucking now?
It's fine. We're overbooked.
We don't overbook.
I know. I do. Computer, your chart suggests midweek we average 2 no-shows a night, so I'm going to overbook by 2 tables.
Yeah, what do you do if everyone shows?
They call that a champagne problem.
What's
this?
I kind of don't like this in the sense that like it's just the other people's program that's like gonna be improving it. You know what I mean? It's good in the sense of like yes, it's
you wish that they like came up with something. I mean, sometimes you need some outside help.
You know,
you need somebody from the outside to come in and help.
Overall, for the Bear, obviously, this is the best thing that they can do, right? But story-wise, like me being involved watching it, I'm like, damn, I wish they would have done this.
Sometimes you got the talent. Sometimes you got to bring in a different offensive coordinator with a different scheme, and they come in and success.
It's the legacies coming together, like they were talking about in that episode.
But it was like, I think in my mind, the reason why it's kind of getting to me is like, because they were already at her restaurant, doing this at her restaurant. So now it's just like, he's basically just assimilating that. And it's like, you know, again, no growth from him. He's just taking their program.
Well, we're just seeing highlights right now. So
we'll see.
You know, he still has to do it. You know what I mean? For there to be growth.
Yeah.
Fire for lamb chop, 2 sub veg. Marcus, need mignardise.
We need that graph to start trending upward, bro.
Refire bass. Tina, waiting on 10 cavatelli. 6 by 4 by 2.
Coming right up, Jeff.
Thank you, chefs. Dragging 8 cavatelli. Sid, can
damn,
you get
bro.
on pasta count? Yes, chef. Waiting on 6 chocolate tart. How long?
1 minute, chef.
No shellfish.
Ooh.
How long sardines for 6?
Bro, I like tensed up, bro. I tensed up.
Now the thing's gonna start going up. Like that was.
I hope so.
That
Yeah,
was the
it
moment,
better.
bro. That was the moment that changed it all, dude.
I literally like clenched, bro. I was like expecting to crash.
All right.
That was fast.
That was a fast episode.
Holy crap.
I liked it.
Wow. That was a fast episode. But I like it, honestly. Things are that's a great first episode, honestly. Like it shows us, okay, they give us the deadline. They give us the deadline. This is what's gonna happen if we don't make it. What if we get the star? Oh, I don't know about that, whatever. And then they bring in the other crew. Things are starting to, they giving us the highlights, the B-roll.
It looked like it was doing.
It looked like it was doing solid. The graph is still going down, but you gotta.
They're building that.
You're building it. They're building
team.
Some kind of momentum. At least it seems like so.
I feel like her saving that plate, like that was the moment.
That was huge. Yeah.
Like if that plate fell, chaos.
Yeah.
Make a break.
Maybe not, because they did show one already break.
Yeah, but I'm saying like. Her catching it, to me, it felt like.
I feel like
she needed to catch that plate right.
She it was low key a no look. I ain't gonna lie.
it just felt big for some reason. You know what I mean?
You know what? So I feel like her catching it was big, but if it hit, it wouldn't have been that big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was almost like. Because she caught it, it made that specific
felt like
moment.
a 4th down conversion, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It felt like a 4th down. It kept the drive alive. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
The pace at the end right there ramped up quick.
Mm-hmm.
Really like drove us through that last portion of the episode.
It kind of felt like
it's like like the beginning.
It felt like 2 different
slower,
episodes almost.
Right? The end, real quick. Because at the beginning, we get that nice, slow, and obviously, like, that's like the beginning. We get the ISO off rip with his brother. But that was I like that it opened with that. Well, I mean that was not the opening because obviously it was Sid's like that dark. Oh, it must have been like a dream or something. Maybe it was just a feel for atmosphere. But then just like her eyes opening, but then we go into the scene with his brother, and I think
he gave a lot of information in there.
Yeah, a lot of information, but also I think it's just a good way to bring us back. I mean, obviously for me, I didn't have to wait, but
no, yeah, to your point, I think for us, like, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but it is a good like way to just like put us back into the Bears mindset, as a show.
Yeah,
yeah,
especially like the main goal of the show for the restaurant and like that love that they have between each other.
Yeah,
and the reasoning why they're doing it.
Yeah.
But what do you think the first like shot with the smoke and the snow is? I feel like that's like, to me, it seemed like a crash. It could have been like the crash in the fishes episode.
Yeah.
Or maybe Sydney got in a crash because the way it
Didn't
looked.
her mom get in a crash?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Her mom
Yeah.
Or was it something else?
Seemed like a crash to me.
Yeah, I can't remember how her mom passed, but yeah, it did kind of seem like a crash. Or
I couldn't really see it though.
Because it was like it was pretty blue. Like I don't know why, but like my mind just went to like something happened in the snow, and like it could have been like a crash or something, but like it just made me feel like the weather had like a big impact on whatever happened.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was just a normal storm or like whatever the case, but yeah, I don't know. I hope maybe we find out at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something that stood out to me for this episode is just, I mean, the conversation with his brother. I feel like there's a really good, especially in comparison to the way the season ended. On the last season, this season opens up with that conversation, and it's sort of like reestablishing, like you guys said, like what the bear is, but like even more so, like specifically, like his intentions and what he wanted when he thought of the bear as an idea. Because right now it feels like he's not living up to his own expectations. Even I think apart from the performance, but even as a concept, because there's a lot of things we go back to when we talk about the legacy and this and that, when it's like, what is he going to be leaving behind? And the way he's running the store or the restaurant, I think what he said too was like, oh, it'll be nice to be this, people will love to come, it'll be calm. I was like, is it really going to be?
Yeah, I feel like he's not fit to be the one, like the sole person.
And then the conversation with Sydney, she sort of, to me in my mind, kind of re-emphasized that of him not being that right now.
She told him about himself straight up. Like, no, I'm gonna need more than that. Like, you're not just gonna give me some ASL and call it a day. Like, nah, bro, you need to speak.
And then she straight up tells him to his face too, like, you're not calm.
Yeah, don't be miserable. Like
there's chaos here because essentially just because of you. You're causing it because, I don't know, subconsciously you think you need it. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like the conversation with his brother and then that conversation kind of play off of each other a lot, especially in comparison to what we just finished with the last season. So that's why I think it was like a really good opening.
Yeah.
And then obviously all the time clock and getting through the upgrades and trying to get stuff out and be better. Obviously that all goes into it too. But I think it was a good little way to bring us back into it.
I think that conversation and with Mikey like showed like his original intent, but I feel like now, like obviously he wants everything to be his.
Yeah.
Like he has like really no collaboration, and that's really not what his intent was. It was to be for the people, and not for like himself.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like that, those intentions got clouded after all his time like cooking in different kitchens, especially with that one Dick dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think that guy made him want the bear to be like his sole thing.
Yeah.
And like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's what he originally thought it was going to be or wanted it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mainly just like a restaurant where people go
right
to experience,
mm-hmm.
you know.
It's like the guy said, he broke him down so that his only focus would be that. You know?
Yeah.
To be like the greatest.
Yeah. Greatest. Yeah.
Like that's good. But like at the same time, you have to run. You're like a manager. You're not your own chef anymore.
Exactly.
You're not the greatest. You can't be the greatest at that specific thing you're doing because you have so many other things to control.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I like that they brought in the Chef Terry's people.
Yeah, they need them.
Because
definitely
like you need a little bit more leadership.
Yeah.
Than just from Carmi saying, yes,
exactly.
No, we're doing this. No, we're doing this.
Yeah.
He needs to kind of let loose and be able to focus on the food more.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he's just not capable of like doing all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think something that I thought was interesting was, and it came up a couple of times actually, when he was talking to his brother about, obviously the conversation about Mikey's. Obviously, it turned into being the bear, but his ideas for it and like why he wanted to do it, and he's talked about their dad and like the Italian spot that he loved, and Mikey was like, look, the place was like a shithole, like it's this and that. He's like, but he loved it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when they're in the kitchen with computer and they're talking about how the beef portion of the business is like just business as usual, like they're just killing it, like they need to go get a fucking robot to help them out, like, you know what I mean? Because it's just tried and true, like business running. Everybody loves the sandwiches, like it's nothing's changed in that area. And computer was like, surprisingly, like they're doing just fine over there. But I think it kind of shows the parallel of how in certain cities, especially cities like Chicago, where like people live there their whole lives and they have these mom and pop spots that they just love. They might not be the best, service, or they might not be the best buildings or however, but the food, the people, like, is what keeps them coming. And Carmi's trying to do something and go get a star and make it like this high level thing because he's been around it and that's what he loves to do. But at the same time, there's a portion of it where it's like, you have to balance it. You have to give that high quality and give that type of service, but at the same time, be about the people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like beef, for example, like they only had, a handful of people on that side of it working, but they're killing it because they've been selling the same stuff for decades or however long. And people were like, yeah, I go to beef, get my sandwich. Like, it might not be a Michelin star place, but I know what I'm going to get when I go there. And I know I can enjoy myself and get a good sandwich, get some drinks or whatever. So it's interesting to see. And I feel like there's just a balance that he has to strike in order for that to happen.
I think he just needs to take a step back. Because like if you remember Chef Terry's place, like she was like gone. She wasn't even there really.
Yeah.
She had the other dude running she had like the other dude be like Sydney.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What Sydney would be doing. And she kind of was just like in the background, still the head chef, obviously has control over everything.
Yeah.
But she's kind of out of that almost. That's what it felt like from what we've seen.
Right.
And then she said in her speech at the season finale last season was it's about the people.
Yeah.
Right. Like she found that balance, but the priority was the people.
Exactly.
She was able to be great, but her priority was the people.
Yep.
I think that's the difference. He lost his original intentions.
Yeah. It got muddied up in chasing a star. I mean, he's still chasing it, but it's like there's some things that you got to sacrifice in order to have both. In leadership and power is something he has to sacrifice. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I think, who knows? Maybe they're just gonna close down the restaurant, make the bear the whole thing again, and maybe the bear gets a Michelin store, or not the bear, but the sandwich place.
The beef, imagine.
The beef, yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, we'll see what happens, but
Alrighty, that was our first reaction to season 4, episode 1. Excited to see more episodes. For the Popcorn Poppies, leave some comments, likes down below. Let us know about our review and our reaction, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.